Greetings and welcome again from me, the AFAL champ, the adult fan of Lego champion. At least greetings to all the people actually taking the time to watch this video or follow this channel. Today we're gonna try, this will be the first time where I try actually editing videos together, because I'm gonna do the Creator 3-in-1, and I did not buy 3 of them. I've got the tertiary build, the third build, this boat here built, and I will review that, and then I will review the house, and then probably the main build, the actual RV here at the end. But this is set 31052 the vacation getaway. So you have an RV, a house, probably a vacation house, and like a yacht or a boat, houseboat. I don't know if it's really a houseboat, but let's say a yacht. And so this is the package, again, 792 pieces. Hopefully the editing of this is relatively smooth. I'm not a professional by any means, but here's the box. Here's what the front looks like. The back has a scene with all 3 builds on it. Again, we're gonna start with that one. So if I pull that over, and again, I just have it on a gray base plate. I probably should get a blue base plate. But this is the yacht. It also has the 2 minifigures. We can go ahead and do those. I got, her hat fell off. I'm gonna take care of that over here. There we go. So this is the adult, pretty basic, just standard minifig. And then the other minifig I have in the back of the boat here is a child. Again, pretty standard. Again, I have no problem with either of them. They do not have alternate faces, as you already saw in the female, because I just struggled to put her hair on. And then the child does have a back print, but does not have a an alternate face. Is a back print here on the adult female as well. And really, you could probably, if you wanted to, you could probably change those torsos and make it, at least you could probably change the heads. You might be able to change the torsos also and make it, an adult male and a female child, and vice versa. But back to the actual build itself. If we look at the boat's okay. Again, as a whole, I really like this set. The boat clearly is the third concern when they were designing this. If we look at the boat itself, it is a good size. That's probably close to 9 inches long. It might be a full 9 inches long. It's probably at its height, probably 6 inches tall when you look way up here. It does kind of like a modular. The top comes off and you can see inside. While I've got the top off, we can look in here. You have a little bit of a kitchen there. You have a stove and a sink. You turn it around. You got a place to sit there, a table next to some coffee mugs hanging there. Has a doorway out to the back where we've got 2 more chairs to just sit and probably fish or watch whatever out the back of the boat. And then it also has that archway doorway up to the front, and this hinge is open. We've got 2 little tiny beds there. Then if I put the top back on, you can see up top there is where obviously you drive the boat, and then this part can be raised or lowered. I don't know why you would want to do that. I don't know why you would want to do that, but I don't know, maybe, I'm accidentally destroying it here. But I guess you can if you want. So that is a possibility. So just a couple of things that jump out at me with this. One, these beds are absolutely tiny. Like if you would even lay a minifig on them, like you can even see there, it's really lengthwise, it's probably actually, too short for the child. The arms hang off the side. It is pretty small there. So that's, you know, and that was a child minifig, not even an adult minifig. And then if you look at the back, what's going on here? Like this just hangs open. There should be something like a cross beam or something like this across here, if you ask me. Now, I don't know much about boats. Maybe that's like an actually realistic design, but that seemed kind of ridiculous. Particularly considering this next part I'm about to show you. This, of course, it's a 3-in-1 set, so it's meant to make other stuff. So there are more parts. Here is the pile of parts that have not been used. And this doesn't even include the true spare parts, like that, you know, the extras of the little, you know, 1x1 tile pieces, or that was a 1x1 plate piece, but still, like there's clearly stuff in here that you could have made a back out of. And worst of all, I don't know if worst of all, this is a life preserver. Like, of all the things, a boat should have a life preserver. So I felt that that didn't really get the attention that it deserved. And I felt that like there was potential here. Again, I know it's a tertiary build. It's not gonna go, this boat will not go into my city. The house probably will. The RV will definitely make its way into the city. And yes, I will find a way to get them both in at various times, you'll see. But that is the boat. Again, if I had to grade it, oh man, I'd probably give it maybe a B-, a C+. I'm also just not super into boats. So I guess you can tell me what you think in the comments here. I'm gonna stop the video now. Hopefully this edits together relatively well. I don't know, I need something to be like my cut screen. So I'm just gonna use this big gray base plate and hopefully this edits smoothly. All right, so hopefully this transition from scene to scene is not too rough. So looking at the secondary build of this set, it's the house, the vacation home. I'll look at the kind of small side builds first. First, there's the car. Again, I have no real issue with the car. It's not huge, it's not perfect. It's also not bad. It's a yellow car. If I had to nitpick it, it's kind of boxy. It only holds one person, but there's actually space for storage, which a lot of Lego cars lack. There's kind of a weird red interior in spots, but that's not too bad. So again, and I understand this is a kind of like a secondary build of the secondary build, so that's not really too bad. And again, I'd have no problem putting that car into my city. In fact, I will put that car into my city. The barbecue area, I have a little more issue with this. I don't like that it's brown. You would not have a wood barbecue. That just doesn't make sense. The holes in the back, that doesn't make sense. The brown doesn't match. Again, there's issues here. I like the trans orange for fire or hot coals with the dark gray grill piece on top, but this part just really doesn't make a ton of sense. The minifigures are the same. This time the boy is on a skateboard and the woman is holding some chicken or meat from the grill. And then the actual main part of the second build is the house. If we look at this, so the house opens up. We'll look at the interior in just a second. If I look at it from kind of the top or above, I really like the way they did this antenna here. It is kind of weird having, if I take the covered roof off, it is kind of weird the way they have this like balcony that's covered and there's no actual, like there's a door arch there, but there's no way to actually like close it off. Like there's not an actual door in the doorway. Hold on just a second as I put this back together. Down at the bottom looks fine. I mean, the front looks fine. There's like green slopes as opposed to like actual plants. Again, it's not a huge deal. I feel like that's kind of standard of of these creator sets. I would have preferred to have just some actual plants, but I'm okay with that. Again, that's kind of what I'm getting with this. I do like this outside little patio area here with the chairs and the little table. That makes particular sense if I put the barbecue area next to it. Now, if I open up the house, first of all, I'm never a fan of Lego buildings that open like this because it means I can't attach it. I can't attach it to this base plate or any base plate. But if I do open it up, all the way up, you have a bedroom upstairs. You have a big bed there with no space. I'm going to use this spare piece as a pointer here. You have no space on that side of the build. There are no space on that side of the bed, I should say. I like the arch to make the bed, but you have nothing on that side. If we look at what is supposed to be the same part of the room, you have a TV built into the wall, nothing to sit on other than the bed. You have only a single stud of space that people, even if this was closed, that people would get to. And then you have, I don't know, is that a refrigerator underneath it? I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, but some sort of storage space underneath it. There is no way, like no stairs, there's no way for the minifigs to get upstairs. That's probably the biggest issue with me, is that there's no way to get the minifigs from the bottom to the first, or from the first to the second floor. Then if we look down into the first floor, there is a very small bathroom, like literally the blue part is like a wall, again, without a door here. You have a room off, this room off to the left. I assume it's actually part of a kitchen. It doesn't really specify what that room is for, but you just have a room there. And then on the right, you have what is clearly supposed to be the kitchen, since you have a sink. I do like the little build of this sink, and what is supposed to be a stove with a frying pan on it. I do like how they used the windows, the windshields, to make this window at an angle. And then obviously you have, if you close it, you can see there's the front door into that. But the bathroom has no shower. It actually has no sink. So that's probably the biggest, how do I want to say this? One of my biggest criticisms of Lego in general, just sets, is they make lots of cities and city sets, and there's lots of places for them to work and recreation. There's nowhere for them to live, it seems. In this one here, they actually have a house for them to live in, but the house doesn't seem very well thought out. There's no shower. There's no way to get from the first to second floor. You have just a room here that does nothing. And you have space back in that corner where you could have put something. I mean, that's just empty space. So I don't really understand why they did that. Again, this is the secondary build. So here are the pile of bricks that could have been used to make something. Again, I feel like there's stuff in there that could have been used in order to make a better house. Again, I don't know how, but I'm sure that there's something that could have been done. And I'm happy to get a house. I think from the outside, this looks like a pretty decent house. Like if it was just to sit like that and I wasn't to try to open it up. I particularly like this skylight. This would have even been better if this would have been blue right here instead of yellow. But the house, from the outside, looks decent. But once you open it up, I start to see problems with it. So again, if I had to grade just the house, I'd probably give it a B-. And the fact that it just is a house is probably all that's saving it. But probably a B- just as a house. And then we will go next to the third iteration of this set, which will be the RV, or the camper itself. So hopefully, again, this is a fairly smooth transition. All right, and finally, the last part of the build, the last build of the three, we've got the actual RV. Before we look at the RV, I will look at the figures. The figures stayed the same. They did give themselves or Lego gave them some different accessories there. The woman got that chicken, and I guess you could call it a holder for it, and the boy a big giant camera. They did also have this brick-built bear. It came, the directions showed it with a fish also. I'm really not a fan of brick-built animals. I don't know, I'm not a fan of googly eyes and stuff like that in the Lego world, but that's, that's just me. They also had 2 brick-built trees, which again, they're fine. I mean, I feel like they're pretty standard fare for something like this. That's nothing special. Not a particularly good tree, but also nothing really bad. And that's all the parts that were left over. So the advanced build did use quite a few parts, and of course then there's the brick separator. But the real deal, the main event, the advanced build, you have an 8 stud wide, if you look at it, RV or camper or whatever you want to call this. It also has on the back has a 6 stud wide boat, which this is not a bad build. Also, the boat connects just via these 2 studs onto a trailer. The trailer also pops on and off. So that's actually, I think that's an underrated part of it, is you have the boat and the trailer. Looking across to the other side here, obviously the door opens. Here we go there. The canopy does roll out over to protect the door there. Back on the other side, once we look on the inside, we'll see this is the bedroom, but the bedroom also pops out to create more space within the camper. Up on the top, there's several things here that are actually supposed to be removed for use. These are both folding chairs. Very simple little chairs. And then that's what both of those are. This is actually all the red parts flip out. The red parts flip out to create a little table, like a folding campsite. Actually, let me get this back in place. This pops out also, and this is a little grill. You can see on the inside, you've got the coals there, the hot coals that are orange. You got the thermometer there, so you have a little grill. But then kind of like a modular house. Oops, sorry about that. The roof pops off here. Again, very similar to a modular house where it's just connected by just a couple of studs across the entire thing. If you look down in it, again, we'll pull the bedroom out. Starting up front, you do actually have, because it's 8 wide, you have enough space to sit 2 minifigures properly, which is something that's very rare in a Lego vehicle. And you've got a bathroom. Again, no door on the bathroom. You've got the bed. You've actually got tan pillows. Not that that matters at all. You also can, if you get in here, you can raise the bed up and there's storage underneath it, which I find kind of cool. Yeah, you see a lot of Lego beds with those slopes for the pillows, and they're almost always white. These ones are tan. Looking over here, you've got the little kitchen area, the ubiquitous Lego mugs. In the back, this area also, well, I mean, first of all, you can just see what it is. There's a table. It's on hinges, so it goes up and down. Going back, it's supposed to be a refrigerator there. If you look inside, there's supposed to be what's supposed to be a sandwich in there. Then looking on the other side, there's another sandwich just sitting there. Let me get that in focus. There we go. The TV, you've got a couple of lamps throughout the thing, and then some storage there. If you look at the back also, not only does it open up on the top, it also unfolds. Of course, it's not going to do this for me. There we go. to give you better access this way. So I personally am a real big fan of this camper. I think this is real cool. I'm not a guy that, I'm not super into cars. I'm not someone that likes or goes camping or really enjoys camping a ton, but I really thought this was a neat build. I thought there was some cool techniques. I mean, it is the advanced build, but obviously this is the best build of the three. I think this was obviously the best to me. I think the house was obviously the second best, and then the boat being the worst, which makes sense because, that's the advanced build being the best, with the medium build, the medium, and then the easiest or the quick build or whatever being the worst. Here's a front view at that. But as a whole, if I were to grade just this, I think this would probably be an A. The only detractor I think would be this thing, which again is fine. It's all right. It's just not something I particularly care super for. If I had to grade the whole thing, whole set, I would probably give it an A-. This is really strong. A really strong build. Like again, when I say whole thing, I mean like the whole set, the whole group of three. This is a really strong build. I think the house was a fairly strong build. I mean, there was some kind of, I guess, key, what I would say, faults with the house, but for the most part, it was pretty good. And then the boat, I just really wasn't super into the boat. I mean, honestly, I think I'm almost as much into this boat as I was that full-size one. So, I mean, I'm also impressed. I don't have a ton of creator sets, but I'm impressed that they used literally everything but those few pieces for this. This will probably be what ends up making it into the Lego City. Those trees will probably make it in there. I can almost assure you that bear will not. But I would say as a whole, this is a pretty good set. There's a lot of interesting build techniques. They use excellent parts usage. It's, again, something that is cool and useful and like realistic, something that campers really do exist. And this has a lot of little hidden features and moving parts and stuff that I really like. So I'm going to call that it in terms of a review. Hopefully this went okay, trying to splice the three videos together. Leave me a comment, leave me a like, hit the subscribe button. Hopefully I hear from you soon. Hopefully you hear from me soon. And thanks again for watching.